Greetings, Commanders. I'm Commander Gypsum, and today we're going to be checking out some smuggling, or you could also call them Shadow Deliveries. And basically what that is we're headed outside of the bubble. We're going to pick up some Shadow Delivery missions and smuggle probably slaves, could be other contraband, but probably slaves, back into the bubble, and we're going to make a lot of money doing it as long as we don't get caught by the police or some other pirates. Alright, let's get cracking. Alright, so if we're going to talk about smuggling, we need to talk about smuggling ships. Now I've got two different smuggling ships that I use depending on how risky I want to be. This is the first one. This is of course the Asp Explorer. And you can see I got some smuggling decals on it. Yes. Alright, so let's look at outfitting and what you're going to want to put on your Asp Explorer if that's the route you want to go on. The first thing you want is a heat sink launcher. You're going to want that in case you start overheating, if you get dropped out or interdicted at a star or something like that. Or if you're going to be smuggling yourself into a full station, you might want to go into silent running and use a heat sink. And the only other thing I have on here is two multi-cannons. Now I chose medium multi-cannons because multi-cannons don't use a whole lot of power and they're quite effective, so I can keep nice amount of power to my shields and my engines, and the multi-cannons will just sip at the power. Now hopefully you're not going to need weapons, but it's always good to have them just in case. Now for internals, it's going to be set up a lot like a regular trading ship with a few exceptions here. The first exception is you want your A5 thrusters. Speed is king for smuggling. If you're not going fast, you're going to get caught. And if you get scanned, all of your missions are going to get failed. And nobody wants to waste half hour, 45 minutes, run into Robigo or something like that, and end up having to lose all your missions. So definitely A5 thrusters. And of course you want an A5 frameshift drive because you need to jump as far as you can. You can keep the life support at Delta 4 to keep your weight down. And the power distributor, you want the best, A4. And that's going to make sure that you can continue to boost or give yourself some power to shields and your weapons and boosting. So you definitely want your best power distributor. Sensors, you're going to be fine with the D5. Fuel tank, just keep your standard. For me, I put a cargo rack in the class 6, so that's going to give me 64 units of cargo right off the bat. I put an A5 fuel scoop, so this is going to allow me to scoop relatively quick, so I can scoot around stars while scooping and get on to my next system without wasting too much time. Next I've got cargo racks in the next two class 3 compartments, and then I put a bi-weave shield into a class 3 compartment, and that's basically just going to let my shields regenerate faster if I do get into a scrap. And the last one is a cargo rack into the class 2. And finally, I'm putting in an advanced discovery scanner. This isn't required. You can go without it. That's fine. But what you're going to be able to do is scan systems while you're jumping back and forth through the bubble and get some exploration credits in your pocket. And if you've got Horizons, of course, you have your Planetary approach suite, so you can take some missions on the surface of the planet. Alright, so that's going to give us a total cargo capacity of 84 tons, and we can get a lot of missions for that. You can stack 7, 8, maybe 10 missions running an Asp. But the Asp is not that fast. You might get scanned still, so that's something to keep in mind. Alright, so let's check out my other smuggling ship. Alright, so this is my other smuggling ship. Of course, this is the Cobra Mark III. And check out that smuggling paint job. Oh yeah, that's how you know the Cobra is serious business. Alright, so let's check out the hard points for this ship. Alright, for this one, just like the Asp, I'm using two medium multi-cannons. And again, this is to save on power, and hopefully we're not going to need them, but it's better to have them. And hopefully you won't need to use them. And of course the heat sink launcher, just in case you start boiling yourself up. Internals is going to be a lot like the Asp. Thrusters, you want the top of the line, A4, because you want to go fast. You can get up to about 450 meters per second. With a full load, it's around 430, but either way, you are going to be outspeeding every ship coming after you. So speed is definitely your ally, and you want to be using that to your advantage. A4 frameshift drive to jump as far as you can. Use the Delta Life support. An A3 power distributor, again, so you can continue to boost, and maybe give yourself some power to your weapons as well if you need them. Delta sensors, save on weight. Now for this one, we got 2 class 4 compartments and we're putting cargo racks in both of them to give us a total of 32 units of cargo with those 2 class 4s. And the third class 4, we're putting in a fuel scoop. Top of the line, A4, so we can do our quick scooping as we can get going onto the next system. Now there is no shields on this one because we're going to be relying on our speed to get ourselves out of trouble. So the rest of it is cargo racks, 2 class 2s, and an advanced discovery scanner, again, so you can make a little bit of exploration money along the way, and your planetary approach suite if you've got horizons. Now this gives us a total of 40 tons of space for contraband, probably slaves. And yeah, that's nowhere near 84, but you can stack up about 18 to 20 million credits worth in one run, and the chances of getting scanned is slim to none because you're going to be going so fast that they're just not going to be able to get their scan on you. So this is really the safest way to go if you're new to smuggling. This is going to give us a jump range of almost 25 light years when we're empty, and a jump range of just over 20 light years laden. So this isn't quite as good as the Asp. That's going to be doing a lot better. But if you're starting out in smuggling, I highly recommend going with the Cobra Mark III, and it doesn't cost a lot either. Alright, so now that we've talked about the ships, let's head out to Robigo and start our smuggling run. Alright, so now it's time to check out the bulletin board and see what we got for us today. Alright, so it looks like we've got a few here, no big ones yet, and basically what we're going to be fishing for is anything 2 million and above for Shadow Deliveries. So 1 million for 2 slaves, 1 million for 3 slaves, 1 million for 3, oh, 1 million for 36. Yeah, we're not going to focus on these cargo transports because that's going to be way too many. We're just looking at Shadow Deliveries. So it looks like all of these are a bust. So let's refresh the bulletin board. And to do that, of course, we go to the main menu, and then you switch modes. So I wasn't solo, so now I'm going to go start, open play, and then go right back to the bulletin board, and hopefully it's going to give us some new missions. Alright, so it looks like we've got a surface mission here. So if you do have horizons, you can pick up these surface missions as well. We got 4.2 million for 10 slaves, and we'll be going to Lai Hub. So we are going to take that one. And check our inventory here real quick. And you can see we've got 10 of 40 filled. So we can get, yeah, 30 more slaves packed in here for a nice run. Alright, so I'm going to switch some more modes here so I can get all the missions I want. And then we'll get trucking. Alright, so this is going to wrap up the missions here. This is going to be my last one. I was hoping to find one for over 2 million for 2 slaves, because that's all the room I got left. But I'm going to have to just go with this 1 million one.
Cargo hold at
I saw a
capacity.
couple for 1 million for one and 1 million for one, but I don't like to do those just 1 million runs. Because the more missions you stack up, the more people are going to be coming after you. So, yeah, I like to stay away from those. Alright, so when we check out our inventory, you can see we are full, 40 out of 40. And when we go to our transactions, we've got 5 smuggling runs to make. Now, a good thing to keep in mind is how long you've got to make them. Most of them are about the same except for this one for 2 hours. So that's the one for 1 million, and we're going to be doing that one first. And the other ones, I got lucky, they're all for over 4 million. So they're all for 4 million in change. a pretty good run. Alright, so to initiate, I'm going to go with this one first since we've only got 2 hours and 5 minutes to do it. I like to open the galaxy map and see where this is taking place. And as you can see here on the left, I've already highlighted the stars that you can scoop from. You can know what they are by just going KGB foam, and those are your scoopable stars. Alright, so this is where we're headed here, and looks like the system's already discovered, so we're going to open it up here into the system map. And let's see, the first one, ooh, nice and close, and this one is to an outpost. So it's going to be a pretty easy run for our first one. We're going to go ahead and plow the route. And you can see we got a long way to go. Alright. Let's see how many jumps we got. 20 jumps. So 20 jumps to our first stop. So let's get trucking. Okay, so I'm not going to record this whole thing because then this video would be like an hour long. So I'm just going to do the first jump, and then whenever I run into some trouble, I'll be able to give you guys some telltale signs to know when the cops are after you or maybe some pirates are after you and how you can handle that to keep yourself out of trouble. Alright, so we are clear. And now we just have to get out of mass lock. And then we'll be on our way. Alright, so looks like we're just at a mass lock now, so we can start our frameshift drive. And we just have to come up to alignment. Alright, so here we go. First jump, 17.8 light years. Go! Okay, so here we are at our first jump. Now the first thing I do is look over at the comms, and it looks like we've got a pirate coming to us. So we want to stay away from the star so we don't get pulled out in the wake of the star and end up overheating. And then we're going to want to jump out as soon as possible, see if we can avoid that pirate. Now I don't see anything on the radar, so I'm not exactly sure where he's coming from. But, okay, I do see a contact now, but we're going to be out of here in time. So, that's one bullet dodged. Okay, so now we're out on the next jump. And I'm going to try to get some scooping done here and keep an eye on the comms. So far nothing, so that's pretty good. So we're just going to top off here with our fuel. I like to generally keep moving around the star, just in case I get jumped without comms. And that can happen, but not this time. Alright, so as you can see, we're low on fuel, and that's definitely something we have to keep an eye on. So I'm in a fairly safe system right now, so I feel safe enough to open up the system map, I'm sorry, the galaxy map, and see where we're headed to see if we need to divert to grab some fuel. Alright, so here we can see our next star that we're headed to is an L-class star. So we can't scoop from there, so we're going to need to target a star that we can scoop from. So we can do two different ways here. We can try clicking an economical route first, and it doesn't look like it's got any good scoopable stars right off the bat. So it looks like we're going to have to do a divert. Now, since I already sorted my stars, I've got a K-class star here that I can scoop from. So I'm going to have to just divert to there, get some fuel, so we can carry on with our trip.
Frameshift drive charging.
And hopefully there's not going to be any pirates or cops waiting for us at this next system, so we can just scoop and move along. Alright, so we're in the system, doing a discovery scan, and right now we don't have any pirates on the scope, or cops, so it looks like we might be able to stock up here. Now I want to get fairly close to the star. You can see that yellow line, so we want to stay on the outside of that. And I can get up to around 340 units per second. I'm not exactly sure what those units are. But, yeah, that's what it would be, so we can fuel up, so we get nice and close here, since there's no cops or pirates. And then we'll just keep an eye on our fuel gauge. Now, we're running pretty cool, so it doesn't look like we have any risk of overheating, so that's always good. And, yeah, it looks like we're good. We're going to be able to fuel up and move along. So now we can just do the same thing we did before. Go to our transactions, open galaxy map, and we'll be able to select that outpost that we're going to from before and get ourselves going again. Alright, looks like it's behind us. Start the FSD, and time to jump out. Oh, now we've got him on the radar. A pirate is coming after us. Alright, so we're going to submit right off the bat. There we go. And then we're just going to make a run for it. So he's in a dropship, and we are in a much, much faster Cobra, so he's not getting any chance to actually get us here. And now we can already charge to get out, and you can see the range indicator. We're already out of firing range, so there's no way this guy's going to be getting us. So if you get wanted by a pirate or a cop, this is how you handle it. Submit, then boost, boost, boost to jump. And look at that. We're free and clear. Okay, so now we're back on our last jump here. So this is the last jump before we get into the system where we're going to be making our delivery. So I'm just going to record all of this here so you can see how to handle it and what you're looking for to make sure you don't get yourself into trouble.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
Alright, so we pop into system. You want to keep your eye on the comms to make sure you don't have any pirates or cops talking to you. And you want to start headed towards your location. So it looks like so far so good. We just have an information giver following us. And this isn't going to be a long trip to the outpost, so that's good. So now we want to keep an eye on our radar and on our comms to make sure that we're not going to get ambushed. Because either it's going to happen at the star or it's going to happen at the outpost. Alright, so far so good. So now we're going to treat this almost like just a regular delivery. We're going to wait till the timer gets down to 6 seconds and cut power to the middle of the blue zone. And since this is an outpost, we can just head directly towards it. We don't have to worry about going towards the planet side or anything like that because there's nothing to line up to. Alright, still good so far, just some information givers. I do see a green dot, which may be a cop, but he hasn't signaled to us yet, so I think we're going to be good for our first delivery. Bring it in nice and easy. Yeah, it looks like those green dots are moving away, so those are a couple cops we're probably not going to have to worry about. And now we're just going to head directly for the outpost. And keep an eye on your bottom left under the speed, and once we get into the blue zone for speed, we can go full throttle. There we go. Until we need to drop out. Alright, we drop out at 1 second. And here we are. Now I'm going to keep a close eye on the radar at first to make sure no cops or any pirates are dropping in to get us before we get into mass lock. And then request docking. Alright, we're going to docking bay 2. Now I'm not seeing it yet, so it's probably on the other side of the platform. So we're just going to do a quick spin around here. I'm using my downward thrusters to make a loop while keeping an eye on it. And we're trying to keep it at a little bit of a distance. Oh, there's our pad, so we don't run into anything. Because a lot of these outposts have different configurations, and you don't want to end up blowing yourself up by ramming into one.
Landing gear deployed.
here we go. And just to play it safe, as soon as I land... Oops. I want to hit enter hangar. Hopefully launch didn't go. But if it does, let's see if we can get this bulletin board done before we launch. Please don't launch me. Oh good, it's putting us in the hangar. Whew. Okay, so that is the first one is done. So now we want to refuel, and then we're going to plot our next course. Now since everything is just about equal, what I'm going to do is just open up the galaxy map and just pick the one that's closest to me. Oh man, they're all almost equal distance away here. So what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to go for Karsu first, and then do the other three right in a row. Now look at that, Karsu is unexplored, so I'm going to need to scan it when I get there. Looks like it's just going to be a 2 jump to get there. And then I want to check my transactions, find out which one. Okay, this one's Karsu, so we're going to Sternberg Point. Alright, well, let's get going. Alright, so there shouldn't be anybody waiting for us out there, but there may be. So this is how I like to leave. And I like to just get out as soon as possible. Gotta make everything really quick. So as soon as it lets me go here, I'm going to pop up. There we go. Just go for a clear area and boost. Boost out. Because I want to get out of mass lock as soon as possible in case anyone comes after me. And now the Cobra can get up to around 450 meters per second, so you can definitely get a headway going here. Alright, out of mass lock, so we're headed to our next system. We just have to line up. Okay, we've got a cop on our tail. Oh, being interdicted. Alright, so we're just going to 0 throttle. Alright, we are submitted, and now we're just going to do the same thing. Boost away. Alright, so this is a Viper Mark III, so he's going to be a little bit faster, but we should be able to out-boost him here. Oh, looks like someone else is joining in the fun, a pirate. So now we're out of range, so we can start spooling our FSD. And we're going to keep boosting. And you can see we're just getting away from everybody now. Spin a little bit, make us harder to hit. Looks like he got 1 hit on us, but we're out of here. Alright, so this is going to be our delivery system here. Hopefully the cop and pirate didn't follow us. But if they did, I'll show you how to handle it. Alright, here we are. So we're going to start scanning right off the bat. Move away from the star so we don't get ourselves mass locked. Okay, doesn't look like anyone's coming after us. Let's see, where are we headed? Sternberg Point. It's a little bit of distance away, but not too bad. Just under 3,000 light seconds. So we're going to head that way. And just basically keep an eye on our comms and on our radar. We should get comms notification first if a pirate or a cop is after us. And we also want to keep an eye on our radar to see if anyone's bopping or if there's any green contacts, because we don't want to get tangled up with the police. Alright, so now we're on final approach. We're at our 6-second marker. So we move our throttle down into the blue zone. And now we're going to coast in. Now if there was anybody chasing us, we would overshoot and loop back around. But I don't think we're being chased right now, so we should be okay. And this is another outpost that we're going to, so again we don't have to worry about coming in on the planet side of the station. We can just go right towards it. I see one contact got really close, but I didn't see any comms chatter. So I don't think he's going to be coming for us. Let's hope anyways. Okay, so it's just an information giver wants to talk to us, and we're not interested. I'm just going to keep it at 6 seconds as we make our final approach, and once we get into the blue on the bottom left there for speed, we're going to go full throttle until we can drop out. Alright, full throttle. And now we're dropping. Now we might have an information giver drop with us. Maybe not. Keep an eye on the radar. We look okay, so I'm going to request docking.
Docking request granted.
Alright, going to pad 2, just like the last place. Alright, so it looks like pad 2 is right here, so we don't have to make our little loop-de-loop this time. Landing gear down to slow us down. And kind of coming in at a steep angle, but the Cobra is maneuverable enough that that's not going to be an issue. Line up here, and we don't want to be too cavalier because we're running without shields. So we want to make sure we don't go slamming against the deck if we can help it.
Docking successful.
Alright, and our hangar.
Disengaged.
And now it looks like we're in the clear, so I'm just going to do my refuel and repair right off the bat. No problem. And check out the bulletin board. And make our delivery for $4.5 million. Not bad at all. Alright, so let's figure out where we're going next here. And let's go to the left first, and then we'll just make our way across. Let's see, that one needs to be scanned. How about this one here? Okay, well, let's go that one first. Since it doesn't need to be scanned, we can kind of plan it here. And we'll see what this one is. Alright, so it looks like this one's another outpost. Luckily it's pretty close. Wow, look at this, a very busy system here. Trinary stars, very cool. And this one's only 340 light seconds, so this should be a nice quick delivery. Well, that's nice, around a habitable planet, an Earth-like. Yeah, this should be a nice little delivery here. Alright, so I got full power into engines, 2 into weapons, just in case we need them. Shouldn't, though. And we're going to go out of here breakneck speed, like we did with the last outpost. Alright, so clear for launch.
Engines engaged.
Landing gear up,
Landing gear retracted.
towards clearance, and boost. See some more contacts in here, so I definitely want to get out of Dodge as soon as possible because we do not want to get scanned, because if we're scanned, it's mission over. Alright, right at mass lock. Let's get out of here. And we've got 3 jumps this time. 3 jumps. So let's hope we don't get too harassed here. Off we go.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Alright, so we've arrived in our delivery system unmolested. That's always nice. And we're headed towards Barnaby Estate. I haven't had any comms, so I don't think we're going to get interdicted. But they could always do that once we get closer to the outpost as well. So we definitely want to keep an eye on the comms channel and on our radar. Make sure no one's going to come in and get us. And this one's going to be a nice quick trip, it looks like. Going to wait till it counts down to 6 seconds. There we go. Cut throttle to half. Oh man. So I'm told if you're using a keyboard, you can do a key binding for 75% power, and that will also put you right in the right throttle range. So either works. I'm using a Warthog HOTAS, so I just move the throttle down into the blue zone, and that works for me. If you're a keyboard jockey, yeah, you should probably key up 75% and let it just work for you. Alright, so we're headed towards the outpost, straight at it. That's a lovely looking planet right there. Looks like we're going to be coming in on the night side of the planet. So we might be in a shadow on the outpost. But either way, shouldn't be a big deal. Gotta wait till our speed here gets into the blue zone. There we go, full throttle. Until we have to drop out. There we go. Alright, so I didn't see any comms, so we should be good. Keep an eye on the radar. I'm not seeing anything, so I think we're good. Request docking.
Docking request granted.
Pad 2. Man, they've got us going to Pad 2 on all of these outposts. So this one is a civilian outpost. I think the last two we were at were industrial. So it's going to look a little bit different. Go, landing gear down. We're going to come in for final approach.
Landing gear deployed.
This is a nice looking outpost here. Very nice and steady. Oh, overshot a little bit. Bring it back. Okay. And down we go.
Docking
Hangar.
successful.
Because we do
Engines
not want to get
disengaged.
scanned on the deck. Alright, Barnaby Estate. Yes, please do refuel us as we turn in our mission here. Come on. Here we go. Shadow Delivery. Deliver for 4.7 million credits. Not bad at all. Alright, let's find out where we're going next. And next is going to be Tachi. Tachi. Not exactly sure. Let's see where we're going to be headed here. Oh, this one is going to be a planetary landing. Very cool. Alright, so we just keep zooming in until we find out where we're going. We're going to Lie Hub or Lee Hub. Not sure which is which here. So we just plot the route. And we are good to go. Alright, so as always, keep an eye on your comms, keep an eye on your radar. Make sure no one is going to be scanning us. And it looks like we got a clear field right off the bat, so that's going to be nice to get out of here. Alright, thrusters up.
Released.
Landing gear retracted and boost right off the bat. And we are out. Look at that, we're already lined up for our next jump and everything. How convenient. Alright, we're at a mass lock, so we're good to go. So now our speeds are up to about 445 meters per second. Looks like we just got maybe a few slaves left with us. So we are running nice and light. Alright, it's just going to be one jump, so that's nice.
Engage.
Uh-oh, we got a pirate after us. Now we can't jump away. Well, I mean, we can. Who's after us? Oh, being interdicted. Oh man, maybe a couple people. Alright, let's find out who's after us here. Diamondback Scout. You know what? I think we can take him. So what we're going to do is turn around and kill him.
Under attack.
That's what we got these multi-cannons for. Whoa, who is that? Someone else just joined the party. Oh, this could get tricky if the other guy opens up fire on us as well. Yep, he is. This is going to get tricky indeed. Now, we don't have any armor because that's going to weigh us down. Oh, this could get bad. I think we're going to have to just jump out of here. Yep, we are retracting. It's time to get out.
Frameshift drive.
We don't have the armor to tank this. If it was just one ship, we could do it, but with two, that's not going to happen.
2, 1. Engage.
Okay, so we might get interdicted right off the bat again, because right now interdictions are kind of borked, and they can just interdict you over and over and over. So we're hoping that's not the case. Okay, so it looks like, yep, they're both after us again. I don't think we're going to have the speed to make it to the planet before they get us, so this could be tight. What we're going to have to do is go out full speed. Oh, please don't interdict me. Okay, here we go again. So this time, I'm going to try to escape, I think. It's not working. It's not working. Here we go, here we go. Keep it in the dot. If I can win this interdiction, that's going to give me a little bit more time to get to the planet. Come on. I think we're winning. Blue side's coming up. I think we're going to make it. Okay, we made it. Oh, second interdiction. Chain interdiction. Oh, this isn't good. Oh, come on. Man, we are really getting borked here. Red is climbing. I don't know if we're going to be able to get it. We might have to just submit and boost. It's going to be a lot of waste effort, though. Yep, this is too close. Submitting. Come on, submit, submit. There we go. Now, if it's two of them, we're going to run. If it's one of them, we're going to fight. But something tells me it's going to be two.
Under attack. Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3,
I wanted to fight them, but man, our armor is just not holding up. We really have to make a run for it here. If we get interdicted again, we're going to have to jump to another system and then come back. Alright, that was an information giver. Okay, that's Ron again. Got Ron and Dancer. Oh man, this is not looking good. And since it's two, we're not even going to fight it. We're going to throttle out. Okay, so this time we're going to try and jump to another system. Go.
frameshift drive charging.
Try and jump away. Hopefully that'll reset the pirates here. Alright, so we're gonna make it back out, so that's good at least. Oh man, look at that hull, 37%. We might actually want to land somewhere if we can and repair. That's some big chances to be taking. But let's see what this system has in store for us here. To scan it. Got an information giver. Oh man, there's nothing here. Oh man, what are we going to do? Okay. Let's try just going back to Tochi and see if the pirates are still there. Oh man, talk about some tough luck here at the end. Everything was going so smoothly this whole run.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
Alright, so we're back in Tochi. Keep an eye on comms. Let's see, where were we going? Lie Hub, that was it. Okay, so we've got a quest giver. Not seeing anything else on comms yet, so maybe we juke the pirates. That would be nice. So, yeah, on an RP perspective, yeah, we juke the pirates. So what's really going on is every time you jump, there's a random number generator that tells you whether it's going to be pirates, cops, or quest givers, or nothing. So it looks like the RNG gods have smiled on us here, and we don't have any pirates after us this time. So hopefully we can get a nice smooth run to Lie Hub. This place sounds very familiar. I think I've done a delivery here before. I'm not sure. Alright, so same concept as delivering to a station. I want to get it to the 6-second mark and then just kind of coast in, and then we're going to find out what side of the planet Lie Hub is on. Now if the pirates were following us, they will follow you to the planets. So the NPCs do have horizons. That's something to keep in mind. Alright, so coming in, and it's either going to be a solid circle like this if Lie Hub's on this side of the planet, or we'll go dotted if it's on the other side. Alright, so it just went dotted. So it's on the other side of the planet. So we're just gonna kind of scoot around here to the other side. There we go, it's just went solid. And basically you just want to keep it down into the blue zone for speed so we can go into a nice orbital cruise. Alright, so you can see we're just about there as we're going into the blue barrier. Oh, this is a pretty planet. Alright, we're in the blue, so we should be good to go. And you can see the HUD pop up here for planetary flying.
Orbital flight engaged.
It looks like we got a wedding barge around here too. And it looks like, yeah, we're going to be in the blue here for landing at Lie Hub. Graphics are taking a little bit of time to cooperate. A little bit better fidelity. Oh man. And once we get down to 2.5 kilometers a second, it's going to drop us from orbital cruise, there we go, into glide. And glide is pretty much just a transition here between orbital and regular flight, except we can kind of move around here. And we're going to be coming in hot, and we want to look at the G's, and it's just over 0.1 G, so we don't really have to worry too much about being too heavy. Pad 2, again, pad 2, interesting. Swing around to the other side. Now on a bigger ship you definitely have to be a little bit more graceful, but the Cobra, yeah, it's maneuverable enough, and we've only got about 0.1 G's of gravity, so we can be a little bit more cavalier with our landings here on planet side. Ooh, going in a little bit hot, but we're okay. Alright, not bad. Whew, made it. Enter hangar. Yes, please. Alright, so it's definitely going to be repairing this time. Oh no, it doesn't have repair. Ah, terrible. Okay, no repairing. We're going to be living on the wild side here. Make our delivery for 4.2 million credits. And it's time to make our final delivery. Okay, here we go. Kamchaira. I don't know how to pronounce that. But it looks like it's a 2-jumper. Alright, so leaving a planet is a little bit different than leaving an outpost or a station. What you have to do is, if the target isn't within your horizon, you kind of have to get into an escape trajectory first, and then jump to your destination. Okay, we are released. And gear up. Want to get a little bit of distance, then flip up to 90 degrees. And you can see our destinations. We got a hollow circle down on the indicator there. So we are going to have to go into an escape velocity first. It says it's blocked, so what we have to do is go to navigation, go to the system that we're going to be jumping to, and unlock the destination. There we go. And then just line up with our escape vector.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
And now we just have to gain altitude, so our destination system is no longer obstructed by the planet that we're on. So what I will do, I will go wait between around 2.5 and 10 kilometers, and then I'll start to bank towards the direction that I'm going to be going to. Alright, that seems about good. And it looks like we're going to be ready to jump.
Frameshift drive
This is
charging.
just on the horizon there. And hopefully it doesn't drop us into orbital cruise again. But looks like we're going to be okay. And we're going to jump away.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Okay, we're just dropping into our final system to deliver the last of our contraband, and we will have made about 18 million credits. Alright, we have to scan the system. Alright, keep an eye on my comms. Uh-oh, looks like we got a pirate incoming. I think what we're going to do is jump into another system and jump back again, so we can't get
Frameshift drive charging.
damaged anymore. Our hull is already torn to shreds. Alright, let's hope we can jump out of here in time.
4,
Okay, we're good. Whew.
2,
Man, 37% and we couldn't repair at that planet. Man, talk about some bad luck there. But let's hope this little rope-a-dope here will work and the RNG gods will smile upon us and not have pirates. Alright, here we go. I'm just going to do a quick scan. Get a little bit of extra cash. And let's see, where were we headed here? There we go.
Frameshift drive charging.
To align with our target. And let's hope we got a little bit better luck this time. Because if you do have comps or pirates pirating you, where you drop out for your delivery system, they will persist. Evading, giving up and boosting and jumping again, nothing is going to help you except for jumping out of the system and back again. And hopefully you get a better RNG. Alright, so we're back. Keep an eye on comms. So far, so good. Alright, I'm gonna check where we're supposed to be going. Lenore Colony. It's an outpost. Okay, it's not too far away, so that's good. But it is behind us. So we've got to reorientate ourselves. Okay, now I do see a green target on radar, but we haven't had any comms traffic, so I don't think he's after us. Hopefully that's just a coincidence. Uh-oh. Okay, someone's after us, but I think it's just a quest giver, if I remember my text correctly. So hopefully we don't have to worry about him. Now, just in case, I am going to overshoot and come around on the other side. Just in case someone is after us, we're going to throw them off here a little bit. So basically, we don't want anyone pulling up around us for an interdiction. So if we can keep them guessing, that's in our best interest. Alright, so we're just going to loop around here while we slow down. Normally you don't want to do this, but if someone's after you, this is the way to do it. Usually try to keep them off your 6. See if you can get them to overshoot you, and you can drop out before they can gank you. Alright. So we're coming in at a good speed. We got our 6-second approach. We're in the blue zone, so we're going full throttle. And good to drop. Alright, so this is it. Keep an eye on radar and comms. Don't see anything. Request docking.
Docking request granted.
Ooh, pad 1 this time. They're finally mixing it up. Alright, so this is probably it right here. Let's hope. And this is an industrial outpost, so we've already delivered to a couple of these already. Bring our speed down here a little bit so we can make a nice smooth landing. Oh, success. Alright. Oh, and hopefully we can repair here as well. But it's not going to be... Oh, there we go. Repair. Nice. But we don't really have to worry about it because that's our last delivery. So they're not going to be after us anymore. And final delivery for 4.1 million credits. Beautiful. Oh man, full hull. We made our deliveries. Yep, don't have anything left. Excellent. And this has put me a lot closer for my trade rank. I'm now at 82% Tycoon. Trying to make myself up to Elite here in trading. And yeah, making our way nice and slowly here, but it's a lot of fun doing it this way, isn't it? Alright, so that's about going to wrap up my adventures in smuggling. I hope you enjoyed. I know it was kind of a long video, so I do appreciate if you stuck around here to the end. If you have any specific questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments section. If you've watched any of my videos, you know I'm active in the comments, so I will be sure to answer them to the best of my ability. Alright, Commanders, good luck out there. Hope you don't get caught by any of those nasty police or pirates. And fly safe, everybody. I'll see you in the black. Thanks for watching, and let me know what you thought in the comments. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to see all of my latest videos.